Overbound here. I'm going to do an impromptu video on how to convert tiled levels or tiled level maps into GameMaker rooms. I'm going to do this real quick. It's actually kind of to show off how you might do this for making levels in Sonic Time Twisted. So let's just go ahead and get started. So I'm going to open up tiled here. Where is it? Okay, and I've already got a level going, but let's start over. So I'm just going to go new level, and we'll do base 64 uncompressed, write down, that's fine, and we want our tile size to be 64 by 64. That's what I used in Time Twisted, and whatever size you want your level to be is fine. This is default, so I'll just take that. Okay. In here, in this properties panel, you need to then set tile layer format to XML. I don't know why you can't set that on the menu before you save or when you select a new file, but you can't. So you just have to set it in this little properties menu to XML. Once that's done, we can save our zone. So we'll just test zone here. We'll save it out. And then I need to add some tiles to here and explain why we would even want to use tiled instead of GameMaker. So we'll go ahead and make a new, it's been a while since I've done this. Where is my tile panel? It's been a long time since I actually used tile, so you'll have to bear with me. Okay, I had to go up to this view and toolbars and get it from there. But once I've got the tile set, I just docked it. Didn't mean to. But once I've got this opened, I just need to make a new tile set, and I'll just browse for tile set that'll work. I'll just use something quick from Time Twisted. I just saw one. I guess this will work. I'll just hit OK. And you can see this comes in as this one actually doesn't have a transparent background, I should point out, but it's fine for this demo. Normally I'd want a transparent background, but whatever. Oh, actually it is coming in transparent. Never mind. But anyway, so the advantage to doing it this way is that you can select multiple tiles or single tiles. In GameMaker, I would have to go like this: click one, click one, click one, click one, and just alternate tiles as I wanted to select one. I'm going to erase these. Whereas in tiled, you can select a group of them and paste them. So that's very handy for making levels. You can even select like groups of them on your sheet here. Like if I just, it's not letting me. Oh, I got to be on the selection tool. Again, I haven't used tiled in a while, pretty much since I released Time Twisted. But I can take a Control-C here to copy this, and then I can paste it. So you can paste around groups of tiles and stuff. It's really handy, and it's a lot quicker than making levels in GameMaker Studio's room editor. So once I'm happy with my level, I'll just save it out. And then there's a little program we need to use called GameMaker. I'll show you the icon here. GMS tiled, and it's 0.8 or 0.981. I should also mention, I'll put a link for a download for this in the description once this video is finished. I should also mention that you need a specific version of tiled to make it work with this little GameMaker converter. And it's only for GameMaker Studio 1 as far as I know. So the version you need for the tiled editor is 0.717. I'll link to this too because they're beyond this version now, and like I said, the new version won't work. So you need that version of tiled, and you need this little GameMaker Studio utility. I forget the name of the guy who made this, but I'll link to it and credit him when in the description. So I'm going to go ahead and add This is a little converter, so it's going to convert my tiled room to a GameMaker room. So I'm going to go ahead and add my tiled room. Here's my test zone I just made. I'll just open it up, and it's going to go to my desktop. That's fine. This is the tile depth, which is in GameMaker. Initial depth, yeah, 3 is fine. I'll set it to 3, and then the spacing I'll just set to 1, so it'll be like 3, 4. And normally, like, I've only got one tile layer here, but this would correspond to a tile layer in GameMaker. So if I had like a foreground and a background layer, I could, add or have 2 layers and then have that sent into GameMaker. So I'll just go ahead with that all set up. I'll just batch process this real quick. The map has been converted. If I look here on my menu, on my desktop, I can see the test zone right here. It's GameMaker room now. And if I go back here, I can, to my tiled set, I should also have like a background object that says called Traction Attack Past Act 2, since that's the name of the tile we imported. So again, back at my desktop, I'm not sure which one of these goes with it because I was experimenting earlier. So I'm just going to delete them all and then reconvert it, and then I'll know. I got this thing open 3 times and I didn't even realize it. Yeah, batch process. So that, okay, see, there's our background. You can see it's .background.gmx, and this one's .room.gmx. So that's the file extension for the room in the background in GameMaker. When I import these into GameMaker, I need to do the background layer first, or the background tile first, because otherwise when I load this room, it won't have the tiles, and then I wouldn't, and so I just get a big blank room because it wouldn't know, or it wouldn't have these tiles to import onto the room. So I'm going to open up Time Twisted now, and I'm going to import that background. I'll just right click on background, add background, and navigate to my desktop here. And there's my background that just got converted. I'll import that. It says it has the same name. That's because I reused a... actually, that's going to be a problem. Okay, the reason why this is happening is because I have the same name in the file already, since I brought that in from GameMaker. So to fix this, I'm just going to go ahead and rename this real quick. I can't remember how to rename it. Okay, new plan. Wait, tile properties. Maybe that will... I don't know. Okay, new plan. I'll just delete the one that's in here. If I delete all the past, that'll do it. Yes, just delete it. Yes, yes, yes. I don't care. Fortunately, I got this on GitHub, so... Oh my gosh. Okay. I got this on GitHub, so I can just re-download. Okay. Since that background no longer exists in the project, now I can add it back. And I'll just hit add, and you can see it there. It added it in. If I look at it, it's the tile set I imported into tile. And it's set up as a 64 by 64, which is what I want, and it's all good. Okay. Now I just need to import the room. And just like the background layer, I'll go right click, add existing room, and there's my test room there. Just add that in, and if I did that right, it should come up. Boom, there's my level. So this is an easy way to use tile editor to add tiles to your game. And it's, oh my gosh, is it way better than GameMaker's. Because like I said, I can only select one tile in here at a time in GameMaker. I'm limited to this little window. I have to use these scroll bars to navigate around my tile set and find tiles and then place them one by one. So it's okay for doing small edits, but when I want to do big edits, I usually take it into tile. Now, if you go into this room and you add a bunch of objects into it, and you try to re-import it from tiled, it's going to lose all its objects because you're re-importing the room. To get around this, what I do is I actually open the converted tile set. I open the version I made in the converted. I'm sorry. the converted room editor, or the room, in Notepad, and I can see it in here. And I can see how all these tiles, like this is a big XML file that GameMaker uses to read level data or room data, and I can see that I have all these tiles here inside this tile tag. So if I want to make changes to the setup in here, in fact, let's just do one. So I'm going to add this building in. Woo! Now there's a bunch of buildings. And I want to save this, and I want to convert it again. Okay. I didn't take note that I didn't actually change the tiles itself. I didn't change the tile graphics, the tile set. I just changed where they are in the room. So now that I've done that, I can whoops. It's telling me it's been modified. I can take these tiles. This is the converted file again, just in text form. I can take this tile tag and copy the whole thing. And then if I open up my actual GameMaker Studio, I gotta navigate to Time Twisted here. Engine. If I open up the room now in the same program, I gotta find it. What's it called? Test. What is it called in GameMaker? It's called Test Zone. Is it here? Oh, I might actually have a different. I probably have a different version of GameMaker, or a different version of Time Twisted open than I thought I did, so I'm probably looking in the wrong spot. Let's try this one more time. Oh, okay. So instead, I was just looking in the wrong spot. So I think I need to go to Get Time Twisted. Yeah. And go into Rooms. And it's still not there. It might be that I need to save the level first. Or it might be that I need to save the game first. So I'll just save this. This is actually going to take forever, unfortunately, because it's a big game. Yeah. Unfortunately, this is going to take a while. So you'll probably want to skip this part of the video. I'm doing a really quick and dirty video. And just to show somebody else how I did this mostly, I might come back and clean it up at a later date and do like an actual edited tutorial video on this, but for now, this is fine. Just waiting. I see there are actually people in the chat room. This is literally going to take like 5 minutes, unfortunately. And I don't want to stop the stream, because if I did that, then it would be 2 videos. So, like I said, you're going to have to skip this. But see there's a few people in chat. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm just doing this real quick, and then I'm going to get off. I'm going to stop streaming. This was just the quickest way to get up a video real quick, and I figured some other people might want to see this anyway, so worth doing. Now we just had to wait, and I have to figure out what things to say. I don't know. 4 people watching now. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Chat's probably behind a little bit, but yeah. Working on maybe a new version of Time Twisted eventually. Of course, still working on my game, No More Robots. Doing some music stuff. I don't know. Been up to a lot of stuff lately. Oh, come on, save already. That's the one problem with GameMaker Studio. When you get a lot of a big game, it takes a long time to save. Whoa, it's almost done. Yay, it's done. Okay. Let's look back here now. I need to be in here. Okay, so now in here, I should have... Okay, here it is, the new test zone. So this is the one actually from GameMaker Studio. And I can see here that it has the same tile, but they're different because I have the buildings in here, and if I look in GameMaker and I open this up, it doesn't have the buildings, and it's got these robots in here. If I were to copy this in, or if I were to re-import the whole room, the Metal Sonics objects would be gone. So instead, we'll just take the tile tags from here, copy them, and replace them in the actual GameMaker file. So you just want to start at the bottom, or start at the top or bottom tile tag, and just get the whole thing, and then paste in your new one. And since the background is the same already, that won't be a problem, and it's been converted, so all is good. Now, the only issue with doing it this way is GameMaker doesn't necessarily know I've changed that file, because normally GameMaker doesn't expect you to be editing the XML files it generates. It expects you to do that in the room editor. So if I were to open this test zone right now, it can get a little unpredictable. Sometimes GameMaker crashes, which of course is not good. Sometimes it opens just fine. Sometimes it opens the old version. And the way I've found to trick it into opening the new version is to open a few rooms, because this seems to, I think, this, I'm kind of guessing here, but this seems to unload that room from GameMaker's memory, and then it'll load a fresh copy. But to do that, I need to open a couple other rooms so that I'm sure to kick it out of memory. So I just opened a few rooms, and now if I open this again, I should see... I still don't. It's still opening the old version. Let's try again. It's been a long time since I've done this, so I don't know. Or did I save that? Yeah, I saved it. So I don't know. GameMaker could have changed the way this kind of works. And if all else fails, you can reload it. Just by reloading your game, which kind of sucks, because then you've got to, man, it's still not doing it. Okay, these are all here. I'm gonna try this one more time. Convert it. Open. Well, it's already open. It's telling me, hey, this changed because I just reconverted it. I'm going to select all the tiles, and I'm going to paste them in here. Okay, saved it. I shouldn't have that open. Whatever. Open a couple more rooms again. And hopefully this time it'll work. It's been a long time since I did this. Man, it won't. Okay, I'm going to reopen GameMaker then. And you may have to do this. It's kind of, I realize this is kind of a finicky process. So what I recommend doing is doing like a general layout in Tiled, because it is so much faster. And then you can make edits in GameMaker like after the fact. Because you can use GameMaker's room editor. It's just at some point, your Tiled version won't be up to date. And that's kind of the route I took in GameMaker. Like the route I took in Time Twisted. I made all the layouts in Tiled, and then I converted them to GameMaker, and then I made edits as I needed to in GameMaker. So we just gotta wait for this thing to open again, which of course takes forever, but hopefully it won't take too long. If you're looking to make a game on top of Time Twisted, if you delete all the rooms and all of the backgrounds, for the most part, that should make the game load a lot faster and be a good starting point for creating a game on top of it. I also will probably release a version that what do you want to call it? That lacks all the levels and stuff, so that people can have a cleaner version to start with. Come on, load. Watch, I'll do all this and it still won't work, and then I'll be like, failure. Well, I guess it already kind of worked because we already brought it in. It's just a matter of finicky room loading, but you can see there now it finally came in. So sometimes, yeah, and you might have better luck than I did this time. Normally, I didn't have a problem getting it to reload tiles, just doing what I said, but obviously right there I did. And so maybe now we're a few versions of GameMaker down the road from when I did this previously, so maybe now you do have to reload it, which kind of sucks, but I still think it's worth it because placing a 64 tile one at a time, oh my gosh, that gets old, believe me. But you can see our robots are still here and everything, so everything came in okay and there's no errors. That's all I really wanted to show. Again, you need version 17 or 0.17 of tiled, and I will link to this little GameMaker Studio converter in the description. You might also, if you have problems with this, you might need some C++ or .NET libraries, and you might try running it in Windows 7 mode if you're on Windows 10 or something. This process can be a little bit finicky, but it makes the creation or the laying out of tiles so much easier that I think it's worth it. That's all I had for today, so I'm going to go ahead and close out. Overbound out. Thanks for watching.